I'm a great fan of theirs. They toured South Africa last year sometime, and they're just absolutely great acts on stage. But they wrote so many great songs. They do a lot of fun stuff. They sort of mix a little bit of country and reggae, mainly a country type of act. But they always try and sneak in different genres into their music that just blends so nicely with the country stuff. Their lyric content is really great, and they've had a lot of really, really good songs. And in America, they've got a TV series called Honky Tonk Ranch. So I'm sure some of the American viewers might have seen it on one of your cable networks up there. But still a great, absolute wonderful act. And this is the second really, really big song that they had. And it came out just in the late 70s, 1979. I hope you enjoy. If I said you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? If I swore you were an angel, would you treat me like a devil tonight? If I was tired of this, would your love come quench me? It said you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? You keep this all night, round with me. Got to send it out, that's back on cold. Got to ask a lot of crazy questions. Yes, you want to be, want to know. If I said you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? If I swore you were an angel, would you treat me like the devil tonight? If I was tired of thirst, would your love come quench me? If I said you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? Read all songs, yes, sun can shine so bright in the sky. And you always told me to make small talk. Come around and say you are such fine. If I said you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? If I swore you were an angel, would you treat me like the devil tonight? If I was tired of thirst, would your love come quench me? If I said you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? If I said you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? If I swore you were an angel, would you treat me like the devil tonight? If I was tired of thirst, would your love come quench me? If I said you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? The Bellamy Brothers. Right, I just changed guitars quickly. This is one of my favorite guitars. I must tell you straight out, that's I think most musicians' our biggest weakness are instruments, and this beautiful guitar is a 1967 Fender Newporter. So for all you viewers out there that know a little bit about guitars, Fender brought out a range of acoustic guitars in the early 60s, and what made them stand out or different to a lot of acoustic guitars at the time, it had a bolt-on, if you can see that, a bolt-on Fender Strat across the neck. So they were really, really great. They don't have great tone acoustically, but they're really, really playable because it's got a sort of 60s. This is one of those guitars. I'll just tell you a quick story. I saw a guy advertising. I own quite a few guitars, by the way. A guy advertising a hard case for an Ovation guitar, and I've got a few of those, and I've many hard cases for soft bags. And I drove about 70 kilometers and went and met him in another town. And this sounds like one of those property shows, but this is it was a dream that came true for me, actually. And we went to the storage locker, and he opened up the storage locker, and it was filled with all types of stuff that he had collected over the years, vinyl albums and furniture and an old television in the corner and some coffee tables and things. Anyway, jumping all over the stuff and climbing in and out, and pulled the one Ovation guitar case out. He said, "There you go, there's one I'm looking for." And while he was searching for that, something caught mine up under this little coffee table right in the corner. I just saw this neck sticking out here. It said Fender Newport, and I thought, geez, man, can't be an original one. Anyway, he brought the other bits out, and I said to him, is that a Fender Newport guitar? And he said, it's an old guitar, and it's he said it's a 66, but it's in pieces. So I said, have you got all the bits here for it? And he said, yes, I do. And he pulled it out and pulled the body out. It's taken off. And these bolts over here were missing, and he couldn't find those, but the plate was here, and the body had a huge crack in it and was all dried out. There was woodworm in it and a whole lot. And I said to him, could you sell it to me? And he said, I don't know why you want to buy it, because it's just in pieces. And I said, I just want it. And the reason being, my dad is a professional musician and has had a lot of hits, which will feature later on in this little segments that we do. But a similar one, there were about 3 models in the series. It was a Newporter, a Malibu, and a King. And I just always wanted a Malibu, like my dad's one, a Fender Malibu. And I said, I'll buy it. How much do you want for it? And it wasn't cheap, but he said, just give me what I paid for it. And so I landed up paying him 1,000 rand, which I wouldn't know what the exchange rate is now, but it's about $50. Anyway, I've got this really, really fantastic, great, knowledgeable, passionate guitar tech friend of mine called Costa Mavropoulos, who's also a wonderful musician. And I took some photographs, and I said, I've just bought this, and I really hope you can fix it. And I took it to him, and he just said, geez, I don't know what you did, but he said, he's so passionate about guitars, and he said, Grant, it's going to take me a long time, because he does things properly. And you can't really see, but there's a huge crack over here, which he fixed and did it properly, reinforced. The scars are still all here, but it is the most beautiful playing guitar. And anyway, so another great American band will be everything. And but everybody loves the Eagles. They're still around, they're still touring. I've lost 1 or 2 members, but they're still such an amazing band. They came to South Africa and filled up a stadium with 81,000 people. And I went to that show, and it just blew my mind. I was 5 miles up right at the top in the stadium, and the sound was brilliant and their voices were splendid, but they wrote the most amazing songs, and they all used to collaborate and write together. And this was off their second album, called Desperado, and it was written by Henley and Felder, and I've always just loved this song. I just think it's a great song, so I'm going to do it on this old Fender Malibu, and I hope you enjoy. It's a little song called Tequila Sunrise. It's not a tequila sunrise. Stay slowly across the sky. Singing love. It's just a higher than we're getting all crazy that try. He's coming by. Every night the sun goes down. Just another morning out town. She's out running around. She goes to I can keep on coming on. It's been too long. It's how I'm feeling. It comes down to needing rest. You never know. Taking a shot of courage. Walk a mile wide, steady come. It's not to keep so bright. Yeah, Tequila Sunrise by the Eagles. And it's just talking about recording and bands and stuff. If you look back in any sort of history recording forum, you'll see that I think the first 2 or 3 albums that the Eagles recorded, they recorded down in a studio in Florida. And if you listen to the sound on those albums, it's just absolutely just brilliant and clear and concise, and the what we refer to as the equalization on those albums, it's just out of this world. And they were recorded on a console, the same make as this that I've got in my studio, which is an MCI Music Corporation. The company was started by a guy called G. Parham, and just really, really made fantastic equipment. This is a really vintage one. It's not as vintage as a lot of them out there. It was built in 1979, and this console was first in the EMI studios in South Africa, and then it later went to another very big record company called Decibel. And afterwards, I acquired it, and with a little bit of TLC, we've got it back working again. And we're really, really making some nice records on this. So there's just a little bit of information about the studio, and I hope you're enjoying this so far. The next artist we're going to talk about is a British chap called Peter Sarsted. who had a couple of hits, but his biggest one obviously was Where Do You Go to My Lovely, which went into the charts at number one as soon as it was released after quite a lot of airplay. And he went on to do a few other songs that were quite big, called Frozen Orange Juice, I'm a Cathedral. A really, really great writer, wrote some really nice, deep stuff. He was also the brother of another British pop star called Eden Kane. And Peter toured South Africa in the late 80s and then again in the early 90s, and I was very fortunate to meet him when he did a show down at the Wild Coast in KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. And he was just such a humble, wonderful chap, just so given as an artist, and imparting with his knowledge of writing and music and things, and was just an all-round really great chap, and sadly passed away in 2017. But I thought we'd do this one. It's one of those songs most people know, and as I say, was really, really big in Britain. And so this is it. This is my version of, I hope I did a bit of justice. Peter Sarsted, Where Do You Go to My Lovely? criticized it. The next band we're going to talk about is an American rock band called Green Day, who started out in the late 80s, went up and down, and tried everything from punk music to rock and roll to surf music. The leader of the band, great writer, Billy Joe Armstrong, penned so many great songs, and they were a huge success all over the world. Well, one song that really stands out, and it's a totally different version to what Green Day did, when they did the song called Good Riddance, The Time of Your Life. It was quite an acoustic version they did that was a really huge hit for them. And because of that, a lot of artists took the song and covered it in different sort of ways, because it sort of from the punk and rock vibe came down to this nice acoustic, deep, really, really deep song. It's such a great, simple written song. So I'm going to do a version for you, and got a bit of banjo in it. So hope you guys enjoy this one. So take the photographs and still brings in your mind. Hang it on the shelf, you can't handle everything. Tattoos, memories, I'm that's gonna try. What is worth? It's where you go out. Something that's your it's right. Looking at the top of your life. Green Day. Right, here's a writer that needs no introduction. Mr. Roger Miller. A little fun song we're going to do for you. And I'm sure everybody knows this one. I love the song, love playing it every time I do a gig. everybody sings that just one little line of the chorus, and that makes it so special. So I hope you enjoy this one. Mr. Roger Miller, King of the Road. I ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing bars. The man needs my noise, king of the road. Still the box top midnight train. Destination back to me. Oh, romance. I don't pay no union dues. Old stories I short the match, breaking out the head. The bell means my noise, king of the road. Never trail, all of the children, all of the names. They will be down every town. Never lock the top up and no one's around. I said, hello, see friends. Roads today, 50 cents. No more, no defense. I ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours out. King of the road, king of the road, king of the road. Roger Miller. But this next song is really one of those songs that just came out of nowhere, an artist out of nowhere, a guy from Michigan called Uncle Cracker, and wrote this song. Was produced by probably one of the most finest musicians in the world, Kid Rock. And anyway, say no more. I'm going to play it on this little instrument here. It's called a piccolo, which is probably just like a glorified ukulele. And hope you guys enjoy this one. I'm sure it's one you all know. And here we go. It's called Follow Me. You know why you met me, you don't know why. Well, you can turn around and say goodbye. All I know is when I'm with you, you make me free. You spin through my veins like a fish in the sea. I'm singing, follow me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. You wanna leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. I'm not worried about the way, 'cause as long as going goes, baby, I don't care. You're feeling guilty, and I went away. Well, you go look afraid, baby. I was scared of saying, follow me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. You want to leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. Money, I can give you the sky. Give me a ride if you don't ask why. I'm the reason that you go straight. Give me a ride if you just ask me to stay. For me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. Won't leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. You don't know why you let me, don't know why, but you can't turn around and say goodbye. All I know is that you free. Say the dream of things I can see. I'm saying goodbye, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. Won't leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. For me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. Won't leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. For me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. Won't leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. Piccolo. That was a good show, Grant. Well done.
Hi. How you doing? How you guys over there?
All good, all good. How about you?
Yeah, good, all good. Thanks for that.
Awesome. I was
Great
singing
show,
along.
great show.
I had so much fun. Yay.
Thank you. Listen, I think it's just going to get better and better with time. We've got some great guests on the future shows coming on, and
I was playing it through on my other computer so I could hear it without interrupting you. So no, this was fun. Oh my gosh.
Fantastic, man.
Amazing.
I saw your request there, Kokomo, Kimberly, so we'll definitely do that one.
So, Grant, how's South Africa doing this Sunday?
I'll just say again, I lost you a little bit there. I think our internet's got a little bit of a problem in South Africa. Carry on, to say again.
How is South Africa doing this Sunday?
How's that?
We're all good. We're all good. It's a little bit colder today, but we're getting there. So, yeah, all good. All good in South Africa. How are you guys, your parts of the world?
All good.
Yeah,
And,
we're kind of getting used to this new weather change, like we talked about yesterday, right? We're kind of preparing for a little bit of a storm coming in from the ocean. It's going to come and hit inland, and we're going to have bad weather for 5 days. So we're battening down the hatches and getting ready. So.
Yeah, we saw. You said there was a chance of a hurricane coming, so I hope you guys are all safe and sound there.
Thank you. Thank you. It's unusual this time of year, but certainly enjoying the music. It kind of uplifted my spirit. This is the kind of music that we like to listen to when we're on the beach, the kind of music you played there. And King of the Road is a lifetime favorite of mine. It just, thank you
fantastic,
so much. Yeah. I mean,
Roger.
my dad sang that all the time, so love it.
Yeah, it's one of those songs. Every time I do a gig, and like I said, you just, as you get to the chorus, everybody sings along.
Yeah.
So it's one of those really, really, Roger Miller was just such a fantastic writer and such a legend, and was loved by so many artists. So I had to throw Roger Miller in, but we'll definitely, like I say, just get all the requests coming in, and we'll do as many as we can.
Yeah, while you play, songs start popping in my head, and I'll probably have a list for you next week, because I'm like, I'm really having fun here. But actually, anything you sing, I sing along to, and I love it when you bring out the different instruments, because it gives us a different flavor each time. So no, I'm having fun.
Great, man.
Are you having fun?
I'm glad you're enjoying it. As I say, write a list. I need a list of stuff.
Oh, I will. And I think people were starting to hit my phone and go, wow, how do I get, because they didn't know how to watch it and ask. So that's a little kink we got to work out. But I know how to do it, and so people were sending me, and I was sending you, but it was too late. But next week is going to be just like this, so a little bit better and a lot more fun.
Yeah, man, I'm sure we'll.
Different platforms actually. So people are watching on different platforms. So some platforms they don't have the option of
text in. Yeah, they don't text in. So we're trying to get everything filtered into one platform so that it does text in. So the problem was we had you out everywhere rather than just filtering into one platform. And so because people were like, how do I text him? He's not, and I wasn't seeing it here. So so if somebody sent one, I quickly grabbed it and texted in. But anyway, no, your music is fun. It's tap along, clap along,
great,
swinging. Love to, where do you come up with your list? I mean, I guess you have a whole bunch, but where do you come up with it?
I think it's just through, doing this for 35 years as a full-time profession, and playing for audiences. You always gauge what an audience wants, and it doesn't matter where you go. The music from our era can, even the young people come and ask for it because they grew up with it. So that stuff doesn't go out of fashion. The Beatles don't go out of fashion. The Beach Boys don't go out of fashion. So I think it's just throughout the years, you sort of know there's a sort of general list of songs that people like, and they do know. And it's all fun stuff, and I love it. And like I say, next week I'm going to have Gavin Hayes on the show. He's going to do a couple of really, really nice covers of songs that people do know, also from the same era, probably 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and that type of thing. So, yeah.
No, yeah, 70s, 80s. It's all good, clean, fun music. Do you ever do Elvis songs?
I do. I'll do some Elvis for you, definitely. Yeah. I can't do it not like the king, but in my own way. So definitely.
This is what I tell people: do your own, because sometimes it's just a different, great way to listen to music. And I think you got a beautiful voice. So it's very fun. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that, man. It's just so great to be on this platform with you guys, and it's just having such a ball now. And I think next week, as you say, we'll sort out all the little technical glitches, and I'm sure by next week we'll be up and running, and the next one's nearly in the bag. And so we'll have plenty more to come.
Your video is looking a whole lot better. It's like each week things. This is what I tell people: just don't give up. Each week, every little glitch gets better and better. Your video looks awesome. So yeah,
good, man. Good. Yeah, we just, as I say, just tying up all the technical aspects from all over the globe, which is one of those things. But we'll come right, definitely, man.
We're doing it. But this is what I tell people, even the networks themselves, and I caught them cheating. I've got a video of them cheating. They sit there and they go, stay home. We're all filming at home without any extra crews. That's not true. I busted them. They were doing music, kind of like what we're doing on Saturday mornings. And I thought, wow, that is freaking amazing, clear. Oh my gosh. And I thought the two musicians had just their camera, their phones, right? And they were, and I'm like, it's super, they had microphones and everything eventually. But then I started noticing the camera was moving and I could see both of them, and phones don't do that, right?
No, exactly.
So I thought, wow, because at first I thought, okay, they got their phone set up, maybe a side camera, and somebody's running the dashboard, right? So but then all of a sudden they started doing this, so wait a minute. No, the networks are cheating. They say everybody's staying home. They're sending crews to the people's houses.
Yeah.
And they're filming. I'm like, oh no, that's not fair. And that's not safe, right? We're not
Absolutely.
that. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like the guests I've asked them, they're shooting their stuff in their studios or in their homes, and then they'll send it through to me. But I'm doing the live link with the questions, which is quite nice. So it's sort of like a Skype platform or a Zoom platform, and I ask them a question, they answer it, and then obviously they just send the performance through to me, and then we edit it in. So that just shows you that we're not doing breaking lockdown rules. So I think we're doing okay. I think we're doing all right for a first little show that was broadcast, and yeah.
I'm happy. I'm very, and you know what? Again, I was singing along and just enjoying every bit of it. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. Same time next week, you know, we're gonna take calls and requests. He those requests, as you can see, he can play any instrument. So
great. All right, but I need to ask you one question, Kimberly. You asked me to do Kokomo. Where is Kokomo? I need to know.
Kokomo, that's a song the Beach Boys do it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I have no idea where Kokomo is.
So did you suck at geography?
I just like this song. You had this rhythm going, and then I go, the next song I need is the Kokomos, right?
I think it's one of the most fantastic songs. I love Kokomo, but I've never really sat and gone, where is Kokomo? I don't know where it is.
I have no idea. It's in my heart and mind. Every time I hear the song, you know, you start singing it, you start swaying. But I started swaying to your music. I go, okay, let's go Kokomo. So,
yeah.
But
I'll research it. It sounds like, I don't know, to me it sounds like a place down in Florida and
Aruba, Jamaica.
or somewhere down there.
I won't scare you with my singing, I promise. So, you know, that's not my talent. But when you sing, you heal. You really do. One of the doctors said that this week.
Absolutely. Yeah, he did. He's and being a DJ himself, he knows exactly what he's talking about.
Oh, and I missed most of that conversation. There was another doctor before him that said the same thing, and another one before him that said the same thing. I was like, well, you guys are right in with us because we're going to get music.
And, most of the doctors, they listen to music while they do the surgery. And that was an eye-opener for me because I was not sure about music that much important for doctors, basically.
Yeah. A few years ago, I went for quite a major surgery, and I still remember getting wheeled into the theatre. And you know, obviously very nervous. It was quite a big procedure, and they, you know, everyone had their masks on, and so you can't sort of recognize anyone. And there was all this great rock and roll music playing, and I said to the anaesthetist, I said, "Do you always just put this on when the patients come in?" He says, "No, you should see how we really dance when you're out." And doing a procedure on your body.
They do. They rock out as soon as you go under too. They rock. They crank up the music. It's intense. They told me that one of my surgeons sings when he's doing surgery. I'm like, what?
While you're fiddling with me.
Right. No, I guess they're so good that it calms them down. I'm told the music calms them down. Dr. Art did his DJ last night. Oh my gosh. Okay. I would have never expected him to be like that. I'm like,
no, not at all.
He is rocking out, headsets on, big, you know, green screen themes going, and I'm like, this is a doctor.
Yeah. Cool. I want to see him. I want to be ill with him. Yeah.
Right. So we'll have to beam you in and let you watch him sometime. But he's doing his raising money for domestic violence victims. Okay. So he plays requests for his patients that are in the sick or in the hospital. He's doing all of it. But funny, I'm like, you're the coolest doctor. Oh my god. We'll have to get you to beam in and watch him. No, serious. this is fun. All of this fun music, and it's weird because when we started IBM TV, I told Nick I wanted to get a music state part of it going because there's so much talent out there. You know, they only give the the A-list people. That's it. They're the only ones who get any attention, and there's so much talent out there that we need to distribute it. We need to get it out there for the whole world to hear. Not it doesn't need to be staying in the bars, because I know you travel from one location to the other, events, and it's just, now here's your time to shine all over the world, and this is great. Yeah,
absolutely. And where I've really sort of I've always said that, you get all the A-list people and stuff, but there's so much talent around the world. There's been a YouTube series going for a while called Playing for Change. I don't know if you've ever watched it.
No.
And log into, just check on YouTube, Playing for Change, and they basically take musicians from all over the world, and it's a live sort of recording, similar to what we're doing now, but on a musical thing. And you'll have a guitar player in Tokyo, you'll have a drummer down in Peru, a vocalist in Africa, all the old classics. And it just goes to show, and they're not famous people, A-list people, they're just musicians like myself, and you just see all that talent from all over the world. So I think
the thing is that there's more talent out here than there is what they play on the radio, and they only singular just the radio. And they play the same song over and over and over and over. And out here, we're going to be very unique. It's not going to be like that. Kind of like you. You're just going to come on live and play all kinds of great music. Yeah. We're going to try to get more musicians in to work this, kind of like what you see Playing for Change. That's really cool. But you guys need to make money too. And that's what we want to do, is help you get distribution, get known and heard. And
you guys really, I just want to thank the two of you so much, because it's such a wonderful platform, IBM TV. And like I said, we're going to take this thing big and bigger and bigger and bigger now.
That's right.
Do you agree?
Yes. You got me going today. Some days I get a little run down by this hour, and you just juiced me. Ankit knows before the show comes on, some mornings I'm real tired, but the music, right? So the music starts playing, and he'll see me in the backstage. I'll be dancing, and then.
No, great. So like I said, next week I'm going to have a young chap called Gavin Hayes on. He's a really, really funky, great young dude that plays every single genre of music, really talented. So he's great. And the week after that, I want to feature my dad, not because my dad. My dad's 83 years old. He's still a touring, writing musician. He's toured all over the world, had a lot of big hit records all over the world. And so the stuff he's going to be doing now, you're going to see an 83-year-old guy sitting up in the bushveld. He lives up on a game lodge far away out of town in the bush. And you'll see him sitting there, and he's going to do some stuff for us, and it's just going to be absolutely amazing. So look out for John Edmund. So that's coming up, and you can Google him. I mean, he's very Googleable. He's had a lot of hits and stuff. So just Google John Edmund, and I'll probably feature him on not next week, the week after. I'm just going to ask him to shoot some video stuff for us, and I'm going to do a live question and answer session as well. So we've got some really, really good South African musicians coming up. Same as what Alex is doing. Alexandra is also doing a great job with the musical cafe. So it's great to see, talent is, and music, as we always keep saying, is a universal thing. So I really look forward to sharing our little bit of universe from this side of the world with you guys. But thanks once again for really having us on, and so glad to be a small part of your furniture of IBM TV now, man. But cheers anyway.
You're more than furniture, but
you were making, I think, I would say that it's not about A-listed, it's about good music. And I believe in country music because there are a lot of raw talent, and everyone doesn't get a platform. I mean, we are agree that not today, maybe in future as well, a lot of people won't get the platform to share their music for the world. But you are a legend. I mean, you are a living legend for us, and the way you sing and the way you, do your music, it's amazing. And it's equal to what the best musician is around the world. It's not, so we don't have to say who is A-lister, B-lister. It's all about the fame and the followers around the world. And I think I think you have that thing, and will take an IBM TV music to the next level.
Well, and
good. Jeez, thank you so much.
You're so talented and gifted with all these different ways to do things. But I always like to say, music is the wine that fills the empty glass, right?
Oh, absolutely. Well, mine's sort of half empty now, so I better put some music in here.
Yeah, let's go get the music. Go enjoy your Sunday. Thank you for taking time out, because I know you're so busy doing all these other things. We look forward to next Sunday. And God bless you. We are joining together as one.
Yeah,
and we
absolutely.
Love you.
Thank you so much.
Love you.
One last thing before we go. I can't wait for the day in the future, one day, whenever it's going to be, where we can all get together personally and meet each other.
We will.
I can't wait for that. That's going to be good.
We are working on the identity, so we'll start with US, then we'll the second visit with India, Africa, then Australia. So we have a world tour going on IBM TV. Maybe once the lockdown is over, so we'll be meeting everyone in different countries, and we'll do a lot of great conversations and record everything for our viewers as well.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We're going to travel and tour and visit everyone, or maybe have everyone travel and tour to one place.
Yeah.
This is very exciting. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you. Thanks, Kid. Thank you, Kimberly. Big loves all the way from Africa. See you soon.
Take care.